Hello and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another build showcase. Now this time around I'm using a Faith build that uses only the bow. The only weapon that this build has is the Occult Composite Bow, +5 of course. I'm using some poison arrows with it and moonlight arrows just so I can, well, make them suffer from the poison damage, and if they have their shield up I can still hit some decent damage with the moonlight arrows. Now for miracles I have Tranquil Walk of Peace, Replenishment, and Wrath of the Gods, which is good for when someone tries to, get around me and get me with a backstab, because they try and do that a lot when you're using only the bow, but you gotta be a little bit quicker than them. So I've got Sanctus on my back for the health regeneration. I'm really actually becoming a fan of Replenishment. I'm really enjoying that spell a lot, or that miracle. Whatever, I'm probably going to call them spells a lot throughout this, so you can get used to it. Now, this guy right here, Dark Wood Grain Flipping Washing Pole, Sunlight Blade, he's got the works. He's got the works. So, Tranquil Walk of Peace is definitely something good for this guy right here. And honestly, it was a good fight. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it a lot. But as you can see, Tranquil Walk of Peace kinda got him into a bit of trouble right there. So that's what he gets for trying to flip around like that. That range on that washing pole, man, that's ridiculous. Like, really? Those phantom hits are insane. But this was a fun fight, and it was close. He was just about to swing, and I just got him with that. So that was close. And that red phantom there, actually, that's my friend Yin Yang. He was in my Iron Boar video a few times, and I was telling him about this build, and he wanted to see it in action. So I summoned him in so he could watch. We were going to fight, but we never really got the chance because we got invaded so much. And about the guy who I just killed, that was a really fun fight, and I would have loved to have a rematch with him, but he didn't really appreciate the fact I killed him with only the bow. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna get all upset about that. Honestly, I think it's kind of funny when I get rage messages. I've been getting them a lot on this build, actually, which is kind of interesting. So this guy, I have no clue why he's not moving. I have no clue why he didn't just go for the backstab and decided to start swinging away. But Replenishment's gonna take care of that relatively soon, so not really a problem. And I've got no clue what he's doing. And actually, I'm surprised I got him with that arrow, and if I'm not mistaken, it's in his knee, which, well, I'm not even going to bother saying it. I'm just not even going to bother saying it. And I don't know what he's doing all the way over there, but whatever, the poison took care of him. And that's one thing I'm noticing on this build a lot. I'm running into a lot of people who like to run away, and it's extremely annoying, because I don't have anything really to chase them down with as far as a different type of weapon. Like, I've got people who will run away, who will hide behind the trees and just stand there not doing anything. I had one guy who was just running away from me until another invader came, and then they came and tried to team me. So I don't know what's going on, or what to do about that, really, but whatever. That's okay. It happens. So, I'm trying to get this guy to come over and fight me, trying to, get a few good matches in here. So he comes over and we start getting at it. Put down the Tranquil Walk of Peace. He backs off a bit. I run at him because I don't want him getting out of the way, and I don't know how he could roll when he had the little ring from Tranquil Walk of Peace around him. That's news to me. So I'm thinking he's got extremely low poise, due to the fact that I'm stun locking him, I suppose, with every single direct hit from the arrow. So, I actually have a question for anyone who sees this. What does more damage to poise, a rapier or an arrow? Like, just the regular rapier's R1, right bumper, or whatever you want to call it, attack, or a shot, like a direct hit with an arrow. What does more damage to poise? Because I actually don't know that. And he actually might have some poise. I don't really know. I really can't tell what he's got on. But it is what it is. And it was a good fight. So bow to him. Got the Dragon Bro over here, just doing his little roar thing. He's also using the Darkwood Grain Ring, which I don't have a problem with personally, because he's a dragon. I mean, come on. He's got no armor or anything on, so he should be able to use the Darkwood Grain Ring. So, I think it'll be, well, patch 1.06, I believe it is, came out today. So, I really don't want to be doing this video. I really want to be testing things out in PvP right now, seeing how the gankers are doing. But I'll get to that when I'm done with this, and hopefully get some nice new footage. I've actually recently been using another build, my Strength Faith build that I used in my Mace video, and I don't know what happened there with his swing. That was weird looking. But I've been using that Faith Strength build, and I have really been enjoying it. I actually put that up, not put that up, but I put it up to, yeah, put it up's the right way to say it. I don't know what's wrong with my brain today, I can't think. I recently put that up to 125, and I'm using the Great Axe on it now. So I'm having some fun with a Sunlight Blade on a Great Axe. And, you know, people are always going on about dead angling with the scythe and everything. But man, that Great Axe can dead angle incredibly well. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's completely ridiculous how well that a Great Axe can dead angle. Like, you wouldn't expect it at all. So, keep going with it, getting invasions, keep getting invaded. I don't know, I can't talk. Excuse me. Still have this cold. Still have it. It's really not fun. But I fought this guy here a few times. He was obnoxious, to say the least. Not very aggressive at all. It's pretty much just sort of waiting around, running away a lot. But at this point, he'd already healed once or twice. I can't remember what. But it was annoying. It was very annoying. And actually, he's going to heal again right here. But a good thing about the poison is I can track him, and I wish that arrow had hit. I really do, because that would have probably just finished it. But no, and I'm not gonna go against my number, either my number 1 or number 2 rule of Dark Souls. And that would be don't chase. Never chase. You never want to chase an enemy. Like, it's always going to end badly for you. Whether it's an enemy that's in the game or in PvP, you never want to chase an enemy. It just doesn't work well. Like, it's actually a really fun thing to do with gankers when they don't think and they chase you and you're invading in here and they haven't killed the forest hunter people in here yet, or even the trees when they haven't killed them yet and they chase you anyway. I mean, come on. But whatever, it is what it is. And he actually got me to aggro a tree, so. And now we've got another guy because Yin Yang died, and he was keeping this guy off my back because he was being obnoxious before and wouldn't let me have some good duels. And this guy's like, okay, whatever, I'm tired of dealing with it, so I'm just going to keep attacking him. So. And that's one thing, actually, right there, that I think people don't really pay much attention to or realize. When you're going against someone who's using a bow, you don't want to run straight at them. Like, that's one of the worst things you could possibly do, because you're going to end up with an arrow to the face. It's just a bad idea. Like, really, it's just a bad idea. But anyway, going on with the 2v1, having some fun with it actually. It was fun. This build is really fun. I wish I had some Wrath of the Gods or even Force actually in this fight, because that would have been extremely helpful. I was kind of considering going through a second playthrough and getting a second iteration of Wrath of the Gods. I think that's the right word. Iteration? Whatever. But yeah, good job to those guys, and here I am again with the same guy who went away and healed like a million times that first fight with him. Yeah, not really much else to say about that. And I've got another guy invading me. But he actually is awesome and doesn't get in the way, so thank you so much, because this guy was really annoying. Like, seriously. Circling around, trying to get a backstab on me. Healing whenever he gets the chance. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, so the stats on this build, actually, I haven't gone over that yet. I have, I believe it's 40 vitality, 40 endurance, 16 strength, and 18 dexterity, because I was trying things out with the occult dark sword, which, it was fun, but, whatever. I ended up wanting to do only the bow. And then I tried things out with the occult black bow of Ferris, but I realized that even though it does get an S scaling with Faith, which is insanely good, highest Faith scaling in game, I do believe, it also gets a C scaling with Dexterity and only a D, I think it is, with Strength. So it was actually doing less damage than my composite bow. And this guy right here is actually the best with the Life Hunt Scythe that I have ever seen. Like, I have never lost that horribly to a guy with a Life Hunt Scythe. So, we got Yin Yang and the same Forest Hunter guy, and again, Yin Yang is just sort of sitting back watching, because, well, the reason we were all circling like that is because this Forest Hunter guy came in straight at me and went straight for a backstab, so Yin Yang sort of got on him and didn't attack him at all, but got him to stop going for a backstab so I can actually, get a good fight with the guy. So, thank you. Where was I with stats? I think I left off at Dexterity, which I said was 18, and then I got off on that tangent about the Black Bow of Ferris. Its Faith is level 50, and its Soul level, like total, is at 115, which is a bit more than it needs. Could have stopped at 37 vitality, just because I like having my 1500. I didn't need to upgrade the strength or dexterity any more than the bow needed or required, but whatever. And honestly, even the 50 faith is a bit much, but whatever. And I make him back off the edge, which I love. And give him a nice little wave, like, hey, bye, you fell here. I don't know. But anyway, we've got Yin Yang and this other guy just sort of duking it out. Just sitting back watching, I'm not going to help him at all. I'm not going to gank. And they're just going at it. But this gives me time to talk about the DLC and the patch 1.06, which just came out today. I believe I said that earlier. I am really looking forward to seeing how many people are going to be all upset, really, due to the fact that their builds don't work very well anymore. I can't wait to see how many medium rollers we have in the forest who are just complaining. It's definitely going to be an interesting time. So needless to say, later I am going to be invading in the forest, having a good time with my fast-rolling, high-hitting builds, technically, considering I've got a lot more than one. Speaking of high-hitting builds, one of my friends, Reaper, I fought him in a couple of my videos. He wanted to fight me on my Iron Lion PvP build, and the reason actually I started attacking this guy right here is because they were having a good duel, and he just came in and interrupted it. I mean, Hornet Ring, Rapier, and Crystal Magic Weapon, interrupting a duel when they're having a good duel. I'm not doing anything when they're dueling, and he just comes in and decides, hey, I'm just going to come in and ruin this. So, no. I don't want to have to... I don't want that happening. But he dodges too much. My arrows aren't doing much good. So I try and hit him off with the Wrath of the Gods, but I think I accidentally might have hit Reaper. Or not Reaper, but Yin Yang. And I actually think that he might be free-aiming with it. Not free-aiming, but not really target locking with his attacks. So that's definitely cool. Good job to him for that. But he's going around trying to get that backstab, so I don't really know what to say. And those attacks are hard to dodge. Like, they really are when you're trying to shoot a bow. And he's got an arrow in his stomach, so I don't really know what's going on with that. That's one thing that's kind of annoying with the bow. You can hit people a lot when they're in their invincibility frames. But I mean, I guess it's not really a big deal. The same can be said with any weapon. It just seems to me like it happens with the bow quite often. So he's got the Mask of the Mother. He's got the grass crest shield, Crystal Magic Weapon. He's got all of this stuff. Honestly, I definitely would consider this a try-hard build. It's not wearing like full giants or anything, and I actually think he's fast rolling. But still, I mean, Crystal Magic Weapon, Rapier, Hornet Ring, Mask of the Mother, Grass Crest Shield, that's kind of a try-hard build. I mean, seriously, that's a bit unnecessary. But he comes over and he gets me, so whatever, good job, I guess. Maybe next time you invade, I won't be using a bow-only build, and I can actually parry you and kind of punish you for being kind of predictable with all of your running attacks. Whatever. So we've got this guy here, and he's trying to cast some force, trying to get me off balance. I already poisoned him, so now he's just sort of turtling behind his shield. And this is why I like having moonlight arrows. And this is actually why I like having Wrath of the Gods, for when people try and hide behind trees like that. Because I can still hit you, and you don't realize that. So, yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. So, getting invaded 2-on-1 yet again. And they're over there doing their little, I guess, talking like thing. Pointing at me, saying they're going to get me together. Saying they're going to team me because they need to team someone who's only using a bow. But they actually kind of do. So, fun stuff, fun stuff. And he comes in right for the backstab. And he's got a Hornet Ring, of course. So I'm like, okay, if you're going to come in right for a backstab and you're going to do that little gesture at me, then I'm just going to heal. You know? I want to actually have a good fight, not have it be over within 2 hits. So, I'm going to heal and we can try restarting this. And right there, I actually almost just walked right off the edge, so that would have been kind of embarrassing. Actually would have been really embarrassing. So he goes and casts a Poison Fog at me, trying to get me out. And I come out and use Wrath of the Gods. And he's going again with that Poison Fog. And they go behind the trees. And I'm poisoned, so what? Not a big deal. And here he comes with his Rapier, poking away at me. And they're going off again, taking turns healing. Yeah, it was fun. Honestly, doing 2v1s on this build is really fun. Like, it's extremely fun. So he goes and shoots that poison mist off at me again. I was sure that I was going to have a bit of a better time getting him with that arrow. Because it got him. I mean, you can see it sticking in him a few seconds ago. But, whatever. And then he got me with a plunging attack, so that was a good plunging attack on his part. I deserved it. It was a good fight. It was fun. I wish they didn't heal, but whatever. What can you expect? I used a Divine Blessing, so yeah, they deserve to be able to heal. They also went straight in for a backstab, though, and I wanted a good fight that lasted longer than 10 seconds. I mean, I didn't care if I won or lost, really, but, you know, I wanted a good fight. I mean, come on, why do you have to go in straight for, just go straight in for the backstab? I mean, really? It's kind of stupid. So, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of crap for using that blessing, which is why I'm still going on about it, but whatever. I really don't care if you don't like the fact I used one. I really don't, because I wanted a good fight, and that's what I got. So, if you feel like complaining about that, then you can deal with it. So he's sort of just running away from me, not really doing anything, and being annoying, so if I was better at aiming like this, maybe I would have been able to get him a couple of times. I can hit trees. It's just the moving targets. Maybe if they had some moving trees that didn't attack me back, then I could practice that, but no, all of the trees that do move are violent. So, no really good practicing on that, but I'm just being stupid, I guess. So now he comes back, and he just starts throwing dung pies at me. I mean, and there he is. He's flipping around away from me using the Darkwood Grain Ring while he had the Tranquil Walk of Peace thing around him. I don't understand what's going on with that. I don't understand how people are able to flip around while they can do that. Or while it's there. I don't understand how they can do that while it's there. That's what I'm trying to say. So we've got another guy throwing an alluring skull at me, I believe it is. I've got no clue why. So now I'm poisoned. I'm toxined. That guy throws more toxin at me for some reason. Use Wrath of the Gods. Get that guy off my back. And he's flipping away. And I get him with the arrow. Now right here, roll into the attack. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know I'm only using the bow yet. And honestly, right here when he's backing off, I could have done a few things. I had the time to go and get a blooming purple moss clump in my inventory. I had the time to use a humanity. I had the time to use all of that. But I decided not to, and figured I might as well just waste one of my divine blessings. I mean, I had the time to use all of it, and actually in a couple seconds is when I used the blessing. But I had the time to use all of it, and even here I had time to do it again. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to use that blessing, because I was looking for some moss clumps to see if I had them on me, but I didn't, so whatever. I had the time for a humanity, I had the time for all of that, but whatever. I really don't care. I mean, he came in when I was having a duel, he started attacking me, they tried to gank me, didn't work for them, and I healed. So what if it's a blessing? I had time for the other things, I just chose not to use them. Don't give me crap for that, I don't feel like hearing it. I really don't. But that's enough of that little rant. So I got him. It was a good fight. I think actually that was the poison that got him at the very end. So we've got another guy in, and he is a mage. Now this is actually my first time on this build fighting against a mage, I do believe. First or second. They weren't very common in the forest that day, and it was interesting to get used to. And the summoning failed. I was trying to summon in Yin Yang again, but it didn't really work out so well. But anyway, that's it. That's the build. I will have some more videos of this coming up at some point. I also will have some videos of Faith Strength build that I've used previously. I've got some stuff with the Crescent packs and stuff. Thanks for watching.